It's that time of the year again, folks. Tesla flexing hard in their annual impact report. The 2023 edition has just dropped. And by the way, what a sick cover photo. First, we'll look at some key highlights. Then, dig a little bit deeper into the 160-page report. 20 million metric tons of CO2 avoided. In pursuit of our mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, we build products that are designed to replace some of the planet's biggest polluters. Every product we sell helps owners lower emissions. In 2023, our customers avoided releasing over 20 million metric tons of CO2 into our atmosphere. And that's just from 2023. Now, for those of you who are like, what the hell is a metric ton? Your girlfriend weighs approximately 1 metric ton. Approximately. I'm just kidding. I know you don't have a girlfriend. Tackling climate change. At Tesla, we imagine a world where you can power everything with renewable energy. A key quote here. Our team is dedicated to solving problems that will have, quote, the most meaningful impact on emissions. So let's look at this little visualization. Global greenhouse gas emissions. In blue, Tesla-related sectors, at least for now. 31% of all global greenhouse gas emissions come from electricity and, wait for it, heating. But a Tesla-related sector. And 15% transportation. Shout out to Tesla vehicles. Now remember, Tesla is in the business of electricity generation, storage, and supply. They're not yet in the heating business, at least not directly, but shout out to a future Tesla HVAC system. Providing an ecosystem. We design and manufacture a fully integrated ecosystem for energy and transportation. Our products work together to maximize their impact. Now, just keep in mind that Tesla, as we know, is just a car company, so we can probably ignore everything on this graphic except for the Cybertruck, right? I have been told after all that Tesla doesn't have anything that Toyota doesn't already have and so on. Now, trolling aside, this vertical integration from an investor's point of view is hugely important, but from a Tesla impact point of view, this is their genius at work. Tesla, who produce their own battery cells, also buy them from others. At the top here, battery cells go into energy storage products, some of which are fed by solar, into Tesla vehicles. And of course, we have bidirectional charging in and out of energy storage and their vehicles. From the energy storage products, Tesla's also developed the Autobidder software, which is basically day trading energy arbitrage, a literal money printer. I've covered that in previous videos. And then of course, Tesla vehicles have full self-driving. Shout out to the future Robotaxi platform. Again, look at this. We're close now. And note, Tesla rightly pointing out, maximizing utilization through software, both Autobidder and full self-driving. Like I said though, it's kind of weird for this whole graphic to be on screen considering Tesla's just a car company. Minimizing our environmental footprint. Electric vehicles and sustainable energy products have a far better environmental impact than fossil fuel alternatives. This includes the full life cycle from raw material mining to product use and disposal. P.S. Trigger alert to all the 92 IQ geniuses who claim electric vehicles are worse for the environment because they don't account for the full life cycle of the product. Small brain's got a small brain. One important highlight here, the battery myth. Our batteries degrade just 15% after 200,000 miles, which is the average lifetime of a vehicle in the US. In other words, there's no meaningful degradation in range. By the way, as I've said before, and I will say again, internal combustion engine vehicles also experience degradation of range over time as parts wear out, become less efficient, and so on. Physics is physics. A great illustration of Tesla's endless optimization. Model 3 production in Fremont, California. We've got the paint shop, general assembly, body in white, and stamping all the fuck over the place, a giant mess. Why? Well, Tesla bought this facility for actually less than a penny on the dollar during the fallout of the global financial crisis. All-time purchase, by the way. I mean, brilliant asset acquisition. They practically stole the plant. Talk about a fire sale. But because of that, they kind of had to make do. This wasn't a clean sheet design. It's a clusterfuck. Tesla's Shanghai factory. Their first clean sheet design is elegant and beautifully efficient, seamless, as you can see on screen now. Reducing our manufacturing footprint. Unlike ICE vehicles, it is possible to fully decarbonize the manufacturing and lifetime use of electric vehicles. Our goal is for all Tesla factories to be carbon neutral, so we build each new factory to be better and more sustainable than the last. Now, some key numbers, facts, the things that don't care about your feelings. 35% less energy is used per vehicle produced in Shanghai versus Fremont. So this is a direct result of a more efficient factory design. 100% of Gigafactory Berlin's electricity was matched with renewables in 2023. And 49% of the total HVAC systems at Gigafactory Nevada run by dynamic controls, e.g. used when necessary, much lower total energy cost. Making the transition a no-brainer. Now, once upon a time, I'm pretty sure I was watching some guy on some video somewhere who said that in the future, consumers will, quote, literally require brain damage not to buy an electric vehicle, specifically a Tesla. And it turns out that that's what Tesla's trying to do here. We're not there yet. Not everyone can afford to spend the money required to buy a Tesla. But as they continue to drive prices down with the interim vehicle and then the next gen vehicle, it will come to pass. Consumers will literally require brain damage not to buy a Tesla. Quote, a lot of people are worried their ability to charge their EV will impact its usability and practicality. While the most convenient place to charge is at home overnight, our expansive, ultra-fast and reliable supercharger network means you can spend less time planning your route around charging and more time enjoying your trip. And as somebody who loves a good trip, anyway, more affordable than you think. Actually, this should probably say more affordable than you feel and you emote, because if you think and actually do think, you realize they have a point. Model Y comes standard with premium features that create a driving experience rivaling that of luxury vehicles, which have a much higher average ownership cost. When you factor in incentives, fuel savings, and minimal maintenance, Model Y has ownership costs close to those of mass market, less premium vehicles. On screen now. Total cost of ownership per mile over 5 years and 60,000 miles. The BMW X3, $1.17 per mile. Tesla Model Y, 70 cents per mile. Not bad. And regarding the thinking portion here, while Model 3 and Model Y are priced on par with premium ICE equivalents and below the average new vehicle selling price in the US, when you factor in incentives, fuel savings, and minimal required maintenance, spoiler alert, that's the thinking part, many consumers don't think, it's just the facts. Model 3 and Model Y have ownership costs close to those of mass market internal combustion engine vehicles. A stunning visualization of Tesla's supercharging network in the United States on screen now. Running on renewable energy. Our supercharger network is the largest fast charging network in the world. The global network had 99.97% uptime and was 100% renewable in 2023, achieved through a combination of on-site resources and annual renewable matching. By the way, just a quick detour. Remember when people freaked out recently due to Tesla laying off the vast majority of their supercharging team? Oh my God, what now? Oh my God, it's the end of the world. Sorry to have to point out the obvious, but Tesla already has the world's largest, most comprehensive and reliable supercharging network. It's not like laying off your supercharging team suddenly stops the superchargers existing, right? Just pointing that out. Beyond Tesla, a full transition to sustainable energy will require efforts far beyond Tesla. In Master Plan 3, we highlight 5 key areas that we believe can most dramatically advance the shift to sustainability. While Tesla is actively working to complete the first 2 steps, which together account for just over 2/3, 68%, that remaining third is still up for grabs. We need other leaders in the industry to help us accelerate the final 3. We hope you can support this transition with us. The switch to heat pumps. Step 4, high temperature heat delivery and hydrogen. A lot of this used in commercial, industrial applications. We won't get into all the nitty-gritty details. And finally, sustainably fuel planes and boats. Now, interesting wording here. We need other leaders in the industry to help us accelerate the final 3. It's definitely a strong possibility in the future that Tesla gets into the heat pump business. Technically, they already are, but those are only for their vehicles. A future heat pump / HVAC system for homes, probable. What's also likely in the future is that Tesla will be supplying battery cells and or energy storage products towards step 4 and 5. So now let's take a deeper dive into Tesla's 2023 impact report. If anyone wants to follow along, there is a link in the description under source. Page 20. The more products we deliver, the faster we accelerate our mission. Now, just want to take a moment to dwell on this. If you're ever a little bit unsure about what Tesla might do, what's the next move? Should Tesla run a bunch of Super Bowl ads to charge a little bit more money for their existing products to make higher profits to appease short-term Wall Street gamblers and or thinkers and or analysts, or should they just keep selling through production? Please refer, once again, to their mission statement. Their goal is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, which means selling as many electric vehicles as possible, as fast as possible, and even more important than that, increasing the number of miles driven. That's really the metric. It's not even vehicles sold, it's miles driven, obviously. The more vehicles sold, the more miles can be driven. Shout out to Robotaxis. So if you're ever a little bit unsure what Tesla's going to do, spoiler alert, they're going to do whatever it takes to get as many vehicles on roads, doing as many miles per year as possible. The end. Some people still don't seem to have grasped this concept. They mean what they say. Their mission statement is their North Star. So if you're confused, please refer to their mission. You'll probably be able to figure out their next move. Now we can see here, Tesla killing it. Electric vehicles produced from 2018 to 2023, Tesla up top in green, smashing it. Credit to BYD, making good progress in second place, selling vehicles for roughly a third, somewhere between a third to maybe half the cost of Teslas on average, almost entirely in China. Pretty strong advantages there in terms of different requirements for road legality, safety, lower labor costs, and so on. Not to take anything away from BYD, but just to point out that Tesla is stunningly still producing and selling more vehicles than BYD, despite the fact that BYD is going after the mass market, much lower price points, which obviously means a huge multiple more potential customers. Then super embarrassingly, VW in a very distant third place. As I've said in the past, the future of the global automotive market by units sold per year, number 1 Tesla, numbers 2 through 10, Chinese electric vehicle manufacturers. Rest in peace, legacy automotive companies. Now, just imagine if Tesla's already doing these kind of numbers with vehicles that are selling for 2, sometimes 3 times the price of a BYD product. Imagine what happens when Tesla drives the cost of their vehicles down significantly lower. Never gets old, by the way. Greater efficiency than a Prius, performance of a Porsche. It's just so embarrassing. Imagine that you're Porsche. You're a high-performance, high-end, inch-adding vehicle manufacturer. That's your sole job. That's why you produce products. Then someone like Tesla comes along, and for a fraction of the cost, call it 40,000 or so US dollars, maybe a little bit more, release a vehicle that's more efficient and cost-effective than a Prius, yet has performance like a 4.2 second 0 to 60 time. This is just the long range. These are not the performance variation, just the long range. Model 3, 4.2 second 0 to 60, 125 mile an hour top speed. The Model Y, a family SUV. The long range, again, not even the performance variation, a 4.8 second 0 to 60 time and 135 mile per hour top speed. Insane. We make the most efficient electric SUV on the road. Now, the reason that efficiency matters, other than just being a gigantic big brain engineering flex, is cost of ownership. The more efficient your vehicle is, the further it goes per kilowatt hour, right? This stuff matters. In a Tesla Model Y, you will get 3.8 miles per kilowatt hour. Next best, the Kia EV6, pretty close behind at 3.6. The Ford Mustang Mach-E dropping off a little bit, 3.4. Hyundai Ioniq 5, 3.4. And at the arse end here, we have the Jaguar I-Pace at 2.7. As we can see on screen now, our batteries are designed for 200,000 plus miles of driving. To be clear, the average vehicle is scrapped after around 200,000 miles of use in the United States. Scrapped. One more time. Scrapped. As in thrown in the fucking bin. Done. No more use. We're not talking about being sold. No, after it's been sold through a few different owners, bought new, then sold secondhand, then bought again. Gone. 200,000 miles. And in Europe, 150,000 miles. So useful capacity and range beyond that, it's fairly irrelevant. Never mind the fact that there's a huge amount of potential for recycling of the batteries, getting almost every single gram of material back and rebuilding batteries. But look at this. After 200,000 miles, you've lost about 15% of your range. My best guess, probably 300,000 miles, you're still around 80% or so. It's hard to know for sure, but this is really flattening off. So there is a myth that batteries need replacing regularly. It's horse shit. Your engine is more likely to need to be replaced in an ICE vehicle within 200,000 miles than a battery. And again, at end of life, batteries can be recycled and a new pack built. Can't say the same for an internal combustion engine. And now, onto price. Not value, but price. Model Y is priced below the average new vehicle in the United States. At the time of recording, at the time of this report being published, Tesla's Model Y long range starts, before any incentives, at $44,990 US dollars. The average new vehicle in the United States, $47,244. As Tesla points out, however, unfortunately, most other EVs on the market today are often priced at over $10,000 more than a comparable ICE vehicle. And of course, as Tesla points out, even their most affordable Model 3 comes standard with superior equipment and software. Autopilot, over-the-air software updates, 4G connectivity, and in our view, by the way, also my view, the best infotainment system on the market. So despite the Model Y now, and obviously the Model 3 is even more affordable, starting at less than the average new vehicle in the United States, the features are far above average and cost of ownership significantly below average. Pretty close to the point of it being a no-brainer. Incredible graphic on screen now. Tesla's global charging network visualized. Worth taking a moment to pause and really soak this one in. Ridiculous. Note, by the way, average uptime of supercharger sites. In 2019, it was 99.90%. 2020, 99.74%. 2021, 99.96%. 22, 99.95%. And 2023, 99.97%. As opposed to, for example, Electrify My Asshole with average uptime of, I don't know, like 50%. I'm exaggerating, but only just. Now, most of you will know, but in case you don't, we design our vehicles to be as safe as possible. All Tesla safety features come standard. Another example of Tesla meaning what they say, and when they say that safety is the number one priority when designing vehicles, they mean it. There are other companies who will lock standard safety features behind a paywall and make customers pay thousands of additional dollars to unlock this stuff. Tesla, no, they care so much about safety that all of their safety features come standard. By the way, this is hilarious. The safest crash is no crash. Absolutely true. Over here on the right, Euro NCAP Safety Assist rating 2020 to 2022, Tesla's Model Y achieving a 98% rating, so too the Model S. For comparison, we've got vehicles from NIO, 95%, BMW, 92%, Lexus 91%, Toyota 91%, Nissan 93%, and Tesla clean sweep across the board here. Model 3, 5-star rating for NHTSA. Model Y, 5-star rating from NHTSA. Model S, 5-star. Oh, you get the point, right? 5 stars across the fucking board. Top performer, best in class, blah, 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 blah. It's almost as if Tesla really does design their vehicles to be as safe as possible. Latest data, 1 accident in a Tesla vehicle per 5.64 million miles driven with autopilot engaged, without any active safety. 1 accident per 1.24 million miles. And the US vehicle fleet average, 1 accident per 0.67 miles. The short story here is, if you want to reduce your probability of being involved in a collision, drive a Tesla and turn autopilot on. Tesla are also taking some time to describe the fact that due to their vehicle fleet and their data collection, Tesla can actually improve their vehicles with software updates based on fleet data around crashes, accidents, injuries, and so on, and optimize how the vehicles perform to reduce injuries and so on. Don't know too many other companies that can do that, by the way. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, there are none. Oh, this is fucking hilarious, by the way. Tesla recalls 4 trillion cars, end of the world, FUD, 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 FUD. As we hear every other month in the hate stream media who hate you and hate humanity. Tesla pointing out that 99% of vehicles, quote, recalled globally in 2023 didn't require a trip to a service center. In other words, it was an over-the-air software update. You fucks. So 99% of Tesla vehicles, quote, recalled actually just received an over-the-air software update. And 100% of over-the-air software updates on Tesla vehicles were reported in the hate stream media in the fake news as recalls, which obviously has nothing to do with the fact that Tesla doesn't spend hundreds of millions of dollars advertising in the mainstream media every year, whereas every other automotive company does. It's a coincidence. More fake news we continue to hear. Electric vehicles spontaneously combust constantly. Here are the actual facts. Vehicle fires per billion miles traveled, which is quite a big data set. In green, Tesla. In grey, the US average, which is predominantly ICE vehicles. Not even close. Of course, the narrative we hear in the fake news, electric vehicles catch fire all the time, but that's not the reality. By the way, when was the last time you saw a mainstream media outlet covering an internal combustion engine vehicle having caught fire? Ever? Probably not. So common, it's not worth reporting. And this is a very interesting slide. Building the world's first battery passport. If you guys want to pause and check out some of the details, or if you're following along, this is the Cybertruck 4680 cell. It's got countries of origin for the battery materials, where the vehicle was manufactured, the cathode chemistry, the number of cells in the battery, a bunch of technical details, and loads of other stuff. But check this out. In 2022, Tesla was one of 2 EV producers to publish the world's first battery passport. Wait for it. This pilot leveraged blockchain technology to enable digital traceability of shipments of cobalt, blah, blah, blah. Did I somehow miss this news in 2022? Or are they just disclosing it now? And I'm sure a bunch of fund managers will be all over this one, the final page on the report. Tesla aspires to do the right thing, and we are constantly looking for ways to do better. If you have suggestions about how our company can improve in any way, feel free to send your ideas to impactreport@tesla.com. It's always fascinating to run through these impact reports. And once again, I just want to put on the record, Tesla solving autonomy and rolling out the Robotaxis, which again, we are now starting to see visualized. Tesla's ride-hail app will have far and away the biggest impact in terms of their mission, accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy than anything to come before it. Massive utilization of robotaxis, doing multiples more miles per year sustainably versus personally owned vehicles. It's going to have a huge impact And once again, if you're ever unsure about Tesla's future plans, just refer to their mission. They're going to do whatever it takes to get as many of these future next-gen vehicles, Robotaxis, shout out to the 8th of August unveil, on roads as possible, as fast as possible. Again, the rollout of their Robotaxis, once Tesla's comfortable with safety, will be extremely aggressive because it's in line with their mission. It's to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Whatever they can do to accelerate, they will. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients. Plus, has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. And I haven't missed a daily video in more than 3 years. Must be a coincidence, right? Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. But don't take my word for it. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. By the way, viewer, that makes 2 of us. On to the next. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. This viewer's been taking AG1 for 8 months and says, what an investment. Another. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR or I can keep going. There's plenty more to come. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. If you're still skeptical, hey, I don't blame you. Everyone on the planet seems to be promoting AG1 now, but guess what? They weren't nearly 3 years ago when I had this to say privately to my Patreon audience before there was a relationship, when I was asked about what I was doing for my health, energy, and so on. Just sharing my genuine, honest thoughts about a product I'd recently discovered that was at the time called Athletic Greens, now AG1. If I could only recommend one supplement to take, Athletic Greens, and I'm not getting paid to say this, Athletic Greens is a fucking game changer. I cannot believe how effective this is. No longer having a lack of energy in the afternoons. It's fucking amazing. There's only one thing to recommend, seriously. Try Athletic Greens. You won't go back. So obviously, just like Elon Musk is a liar, a fraud, a con man, a scammer, a fake engineer, and Tesla's going bankrupt, you shouldn't trust that guy from about 3 years ago who, without any financial incentive, was promoting this product to his audience on Patreon when they were asking about health and what he's doing for supplements. Because obviously, there was some other reason he recommended that, obviously. Not sure what it was, but don't trust that guy. And all the testimonials, like my mental game has improved with AG1. I feel better than ever. I'm so impressed I've bought it for both my parents. I feel more focused and have better digestion. Incredible difference. No more afternoon fatigue. It's relieved gut issues. These are all just obviously fake testimonials from fake people. Right? Wrong. Just try it. Unless you hate yourself. If you hate yourself and you don't even want to risk possibly feeling better, this is not for you. But for everyone else, what's the worst that could happen? Try it for a month. See how you feel. It's a no-brainer. Just click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR. You'll get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 travel packs. And you'll take the colossal risk that maybe you might have a similar experience to some of the people whose testimonials we've read in this video.